Let's hear from Thomas Tuchel with Gabriel.
Thomas, it's a win, but only just. What's your verdict?
Yeah, we're not happy with the performance, of course. I think we started quite well in the first 20-25 minutes. This was the only part where I had the feeling it's a matter of time. We created a lot of chances, half chances, and a lot of set pieces. And like I said, I had the feeling it's a matter of time when we will score and keep on going. But we lost completely the momentum. Couldn't get it back through the whole first half then. Got a little bit of it back in the maybe first 15 minutes of second half, and then ended up in a period that was by far not good enough, with a lack of urgency, lack of quality, and lack of energy.
Is that mental? Is it physical?
It's maybe both. It's always both, maybe. But it's just what it is. At the moment, we can just admit it. That's not what we expect from us, and need to do better. We need a bit of time to look at it in detail and address it clearly and directly, and do it better on Tuesday.
Was Noni Madueke one of those who advanced his cause today?
He was maybe over the course of the match the most dangerous, the most active, and the most dangerous. Yeah, I could feel his hunger and the desire, determination to do what was the plan to do throughout. Yeah, was one of the few who met the expectation.
Is your frustration, your plan, the message didn't get across to the players then?
I think the message got across because we had good 25 minutes. Otherwise, we had good 25 minutes. We played according to the plan, but we couldn't keep the energy up. It's as easy as that. The energy was after 25 minutes. The rhythm, energy, the determination was not there anymore. Then came also with a lack of quality in the little details, in passing, in the finishing, and in decision making. And then it looks like it looks.
It's 3 wins out of 3 in the group, but there will be tougher teams to face in the group. So what's your message now to the group, to the players?
That was basically the message, what I said just now, that I was most worried in the last 20 minutes, because I did not like the attitude with which we ended this game. Felt almost like we have to play it until 93rd minute, and I didn't like the lack of urgency in the end, and I think it did not match the occasion. It's still a World Cup qualifier away from home. Didn't like it at all. The players know all I said to you now on the microphone. They know because I said it in the dressing room. But it's also necessary to have a look in detail, watch the match again, and then we will let them know tomorrow what we want from them.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Karen, let's applaud a man for calling it as it is. I mean, he's only here till July the 19th next year at the most. That's the World Cup final date. He's 2 goals for England for Harry Kane now. Here he is with Gabriel Clark.
Harry, everyone expected the win. I think they expected a different scoreline. What's your verdict?
Yeah, it's one of those. I think for sure we can play better. It wasn't our greatest performance. I don't think many people will remember this one, but we can learn from it. You know, it's very hot here, dry pitch, probably similar conditions to maybe next year at the World Cup. So, yeah, we'll go away and analyse. You know, we had good spells in the game, but we couldn't just consistently have attack after attack, and yeah, look, we take the 3 points and we move on.
What was missing? I think everyone would have expected you to build on that goal early in the second half. Why didn't you?
Yeah, a mixture of things. Probably not good enough on the ball, not enough forward runs, forward passes. And then, yeah, the most important thing is we kept giving it away. And then it gave them a bit of confidence, it gave them energy. And then, look, at 1-0 with 5-10 minutes to go, you have to be careful because it's an important game for us to make sure that we got the 3 points. So it is what it is, we move on.
I'm sure Noni Madueke would have hoped to have scored right at the end, but is he one who's pushed his course forward?
I think so. I think he was a constant threat today. Obviously got the assist for the goal as well, but yeah, we need more of that. You know, we have amazing players. We need players who are not afraid to get it 1v1 and just go, and if they lose the ball, get it again and go again. And against these type of teams, you need that 1v1 quality because, you know, any team can sit back and defend and make it tough, and like they did today. So, yeah, he played really well.
So 3 wins out of 3 in the group, but what's the message with harder games to come in this group to the team?
Yeah, that we need to be better for sure. Look, the June camp's never an easy camp. There's always people coming off the back of a lot of games, long seasons, and I think we saw that out there today. But look, we just have to learn from it. You know, we got what we needed, 3 points. We have a friendly on Tuesday now where we can learn again against opposition we may come up against next year. So that's all we can do. We thank the fans. You know, they was great, even though They were spread out in the stadium. They made the noise heard, and obviously we're disappointed we couldn't score a few more for them. But yeah, I'm happy we just got the win.
Thank you, Harry.
Cheers, thank you.
Team, how concerned would he be or should he be by that?
We'll try and make excuse for England a little bit. It was obviously end of season and it's been tough on the players. I thought first half was okay, but I felt when they scored the goal, the manager can't be happy with that effort, I think, in the last half an hour or whatever. I know it's job done, but you still expect a bit more from England. Good goal from Kane, obviously you can always rely on him, and a really good ball from Jones, that nice bit of quality. But overall, particularly the second half, the attitude of the players, I didn't think was great.
Bit sloppy all round. That's what it would say on the report card, isn't it?
It started slow, and how you start the game, usually it's hard to bring up those levels and gears, and it did feel like a bit holiday mode. And I said at the start, make sure it's not walking football, make sure the tempo's high. I know it's hot, but the ball can still move fast. Didn't really see that today. I think Madueke was the only one that really changed gear, saw a little bit of pace, saw a little bit of energy. Look, they've got the result, and I'm sure, England, fingers crossed we get to the World Cup. We won't be talking about this game. It's part of the journey, but I still think there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
My worry is sometimes when I see players getting bored, I felt some of the players look like they got bored in the last half an hour, and that's I don't like to see that.
Yeah, but it just didn't look like it meant quite enough.
Yeah, as much as, again, it's when the goal went in, they went to, it's job done, you're up against Andorra, go and get some more goals. Again, these players are here, they have to impress this manager. He's still new to the job. And you show that with your attitude and go and get some more goals, especially the other attacking players. You can't keep looking at Kane. Kane's your main man for years, but the other attacking players have to say, I have to have an impact here.
I think it was appropriate that Madueke was involved in the only goal because he was by a distance England's star player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And I mentioned his timing of his runs, and he just had pure energy. But I do have to say, Curtis Jones was influential in the goal, the ball in behind, and look, Kane's there, Kane doesn't get onto the first one, again Madueke then with the assist, and Kane does well to keep it alive. But the manager said Jones is going to be playing in that right back position, but I really want him to be in that 8/10, which is where he was, and that's where he can give those balls in. And look, Harry Kane isn't going to miss there where the ball's given to him on a plate, but Madueke with the assist. And then, as Roy said, once this went in and the game was done, and it felt like everyone shut up shop then.
It was one of those rare occasions where there was a little bit of space to Kane to run into, actually, was there, to stretch them?
Yeah, it was good. It was good movement. I felt he looked a little bit sluggish, but he has his moments where, again, when the keeper makes the original save, he's alive for the second one. Again, one touch finish in the 6-yard box. He knows where to be, but it was excellent movement. But when he has the movement, then he needs that quality pass, and he got it from Jones.
70. Harry Kane amongst the goals, Nona Madueke, the one who really embroidered his reputation. What did you like most about his game?
Do you know, it was a very mature performance from him. We mentioned before the game, he just about moments, but it was a lot better tonight. He was consistent. I thought his movement was excellent. Coming short, he was obviously happy to go 1v1s. He stretched in behind. And, he's one of these players played as if he had something to prove. And he affected the game, got an assist, and was a threat. And that's what you'd like to see. I think his movement was excellent. Went to come short, went to stretch, and he affected the game. That's what you want from a player, affect the game, and he's certainly done that
we were
today.
talking beforehand, Karen, obviously, it's the big theme at the moment in European football is the wide players, because we talk a lot about France and Spain and PSG, and how many England potentially have, and he was like, OK, don't forget about me. I think that's the one thing that surely will have pleased Tuchel.
I know I keep saying it, but as long as you can, I keep saying that, because once you get an opportunity, it's your responsibility to get the next one and the next one. And he was the one that really stood out. And Roy mentioned it, you've got to press the new manager. He was the only one that really said to me, I want to be in the next camp. I want to be on that plane. You might have 15 or 16 that you think are going, but I want to be making sure that I'm the 17th on the list. And I thought, as Roy said, his movement was excellent. You know what? He wasn't boring. I'm going to have to say the rest off was a bit like...
He was exciting to watch, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Every time he got it, he thought he was going to do something. That's good.
Yeah. Not necessarily that anybody else played their way out of it, but it's not anybody particularly impressed Tuchel, I don't think, is there? With your coach's hat.
Yeah, but your job is every game of football you play, no matter how many games you played, I'm including Harry Kane, is to impress the manager. And I don't think enough of them would have done that tonight. I think the manager, he might play cool after the game and obviously keep the head, but deep down, if you look at some of the staff and you see one or two of the players, I think he would have been disappointed with more than one or two.
England got a friendly on Tuesday against Senegal. But interesting, people might have noticed with the World Cup group earlier, Serbia haven't played yet. They haven't played a single World Cup qualifier because of their involvement in the Nations League. Now, on paper, those are the two toughest games, home and away against Serbia. So England got to be aware, there we go then, top two obviously will go through, that is actually what they need to do, is to keep an eye out for Serbia. And they cannot afford a sort of half-cocked performance like that against them.
Well, you listened to Harry Kane then at 1-0, who's thinking, actually, we would love to go for 2 and 3, but actually we can't concede. And that, that's a little bit of a worry in the back of the head. But obviously the games you have to pay respect, and they'll be the big games as you mentioned. But like Kane said, they got the job done. It wasn't great though.
I don't like that messages though. When some of your senior players are going, well, it was a job done. You know, we're 1-0, we'll take it. You should be setting your standards higher than that. You should be saying to someone, 1-0, we should score three or four goals here tonight.
With respect against a country like Andorra.
Yeah, they should do. And I know it's end of
absolutely.
season. We try and obviously defend the players a little bit, and conditions were difficult. Kane at the end there, look, he looked shattered. Obviously, it's probably hotter than what we think. But still, you still want a bit more with the quality. We keep praising England's attacking players and the quality to have, but you have to show it. They didn't show that tonight.
Not going to hang around and soft soap us all.
Yeah, but he can't kid what we've just seen. We all could see it. So he's come out and been honest. And as you said, he's got 18 months. He's got to the World Cup to deliver what we all want. So he's got to be direct, and he can't kid us or the players, because if he does, we won't get that objective. So I really enjoyed that. I really like what he said.
Spot on. Agree with everything he said. Obviously, before the game, talking about doing to the Formula 1 last week. They've been cycling all week. They've had a great week.